right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another series on Season 7 of Dakota Collegiate Rocket League. We got a Division A matchup going on here, HOODBYAIR versus Goofy Goobers. This is our last elim match, or not technically, well, last, I don't know how you want to call it, but kind of like the last match before Grand Finals.
Semi-final type.
Yep, last semi-final match to go. This is going to be the main stream here, HOODBYAIR versus Goofy Goobers, and then on the B stream, we're going to be having Brute Doggers versus Blank Check to decide who goes there. So the winner of both of these matches will be punching their ticket to Grand Finals. Joining me on the desk today, I got Paco joining me. How you feeling right now?
Oh, feeling pretty good, you know. I'm excited to see this Div A, and honestly, this is it, man. This is whoever wins this, we got our finals to get started. So it's time to lock in for everyone needs to lock in, and life on the line here.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a lot of fun to see here. Here we got the a little bit of a schedule going on here, like I already mentioned. This is the main stage, start of day 2 for Division A. So look, whoever wins both of these series here that you see on screen, HOODBYAIR and Goofy Goobers, the winner of that goes to Grand Finals, and then Blank Check and Brute Doggers battling it out. I'm trying to see here. So, you know, HOODBYAIR, if you watched the series yesterday to close that the day off, basically, was HOODBYAIR versus Blank Check, which is kind of the two series that a lot of people have been looking forward to. You know, they're the kind of the two titans of this division, whereas you got you know, Goofy Goobers and Brute Doggers, who've kind of been clawing their way, you know, from behind in a way all season long. Obviously, you know, Brute Doggers is a team that I believe is the 8th seed coming into LAN, so they're kind of one of the main Cinderella stories. So if somehow, some way, Brute Doggers can beat Blank Check, especially after that performance they put on yesterday, it would be awesome to see. But
no, definitely a Cinderella story, but you can definitely see for the main stage, you know, Blank Check and HOODBYAIR, that's going to 5, and then Goofy Goobers and Brute Doggers going to 5. So you really can see how close this division is, and I'm excited to see what goes down here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know if they're still in game or something, but we'll probably have to get the guys off the stage so we can get some walkouts going if they're busy. But yeah, so this is HOODBYAIR. You got P Money as the captain of this team, joined by Hypnotic. Obviously, that's kind of a dynamic duo there of P Money and Hypnotic being both from DSU. The fact that they ended up on the same team is pretty insane, to say the least. And then obviously, one of the more storyline players, I would say, is Ja Lam, a newcomer to DCRL. He's been showing out here and kind of been the glue between these two P Money and Hypnotic characters. It's been a lot of fun to see these guys. Look at the stats across the board. Everybody's shooting lights out. You got 31%, 32%, and 33% in that order across this team. Pretty even goals per game as well. Obviously, Hypnotic at 1.17, leading this team is absolutely insane. And then matching saves per game with his goals per game, which is an insane stat as well. I don't know how much Div A you've gotten to watch this season, Paco, but this team is so offensively minded. It's so fun to watch.
Well, yeah, and you can definitely see by the stat line here. You know, you look at you see the shots per goal from each of the members of the team. You see the shooting percentage. Like, just by looking at the stats, I mean, you can see how much these guys thrive on offense. Now, it's the defensive end that I'm going to be curious about. Like, if you can hold them on offense, you know, you don't really have to worry about defense. But it's, you know, it's a give and take sort of game. You know, you got to be good on offense and defense. That is completely true. You know, a lot of teams kind of struggle with the offense side of things, but it seems to be the opposit for this team, which is a very unique case, to say the least. So, like I said, and I kind of mentioned this during our pregame or pre-LAN talk show. Like I said, if HOODBYAIR can figure out how to lock down on defense a little bit while maintaining the same offensive you know, prowess that they've been able to show, they're going to be in a good shape. But I think we're ready to bring them onto the stage. Let's bring them on.
Introducing on the blue side, it's the mechanical goat, P Money, Hypnotic, Ja Lam with HOODBYAIR.
You gotta get high like this. You gotta get high like me. You gotta get high like this. You gotta get high like me. You gotta get high like this. You gotta get high like me. You gotta get high like this. You gotta get high like me. I'm fucking these bitches, alright. I'm having my way, alright. My fingers stay motherfucking tight. My eyes are open and high. I can't believe I can die. I just realized I was tired. I was 17 on the mic. I'm trying to be cutting that mic. I'm a gigolo hoe, I bite.
And there you have it. You got HOODBYAIR taking the stage there. Looking Jalem in the wife beater there, looking buff as hell, looking really good out there. So like to see them out there. P Money and Hypnotic. Obviously, we saw their performance. One of my favorite series yesterday against Blank Check. Unfortunately, this HOODBYAIR team does fall a little bit short. But it was cinema all the way through, and it took Risser literally 1v3ing to be able to take them.
0 second too.
at 0 seconds.
Yep.
And so if that's what it takes to beat this team, I think they have a good chance up against this Goofy Goobers team, and I'll let you talk about them.
All right, well, we see Goofy Goobers here. They didn't have a fantastic regular season, but definitely not something to sneeze at, especially for being in Div A. They went 3-4 on the season. On this team, you got Pink Is Cat, Samuel, and Carve Dog. And you can see that the shooting percentages aren't very high on this team, but the shots that they're taking, you can see that it's low shooting percentage, but the shots on goal is good. So they're getting those shots on goal when they have the opportunity now. And then you can see Samuel, 1.8 demoed. So he's taken, people know what Samuel can do. And so, we got to take him out. So that kind of leaves Pink and Carve to kind of pick up on offense there where Samuel might be taken out. But looking like a well-rounded team. Nobody is jumping out here on the stats, but so they're looking really good.
Yep, nope, I think we're ready to get on the stage. Let's bring them on.
The side may be orange, but the color is pink with Samuel, Carve Dog, and the Goofy Goobers.
We're all Goofy Goobers. Goofy, 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 Goobers. Put your toys away. Well, all I gotta say when you tell me not to play, I say no way. No way, no, 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 no way. I'm a kid, you say. When you say I'm a kid, I say it again. And then I say thank you very much. So if you're thinking that you'd like to be like me, go ahead and try.
There we go. Both teams on the stage officially for the last non-grand finals match of the day. Another thing we didn't really mention is this is the first time Goofy Goobers will be on the main stage as well. We kind of have to, for the semifinals match, there's going to be one team per division that wasn't on main stage yet, so we kind of have to audible, figure out which one that is, put them on main stage so that everybody at least gets one appearance on the main stage. I will say this, I think, Goofy Goobers definitely the underdogs in this situation. HOODBYAIR had so much success during the regular season. We saw it in playoffs. We saw it yesterday up against the Titan of Blank Check. So if Goofy Goobers can somehow, figure out a way to win this match, it is going to be absolutely insane.
No, and absolutely. And the thing is they might be the underdogs, but how many times have we seen this lane alone? How many upsets that have been? I mean, heck, it was Hit and Fennec and Parched that went all the way to Game 7, and Hit and Fennec's the #1 seed. So the 3rd seed almost took out the #1 seed, and we had the 4th seed take out the #2 seed literally last series. So, I mean, you can't there's a reason why they call them statistics, and stats don't lie. But on LAN, it's here nor there,
It's anybody's game. We've said it so much. It's so common, right? Where there's so many other variables at stake or at play here. Nerves, playing in front of a crowd. You're not at your home setup. I've said that so many times, but it always rings true on LAN. So many of those variables that's hard to account for. But looks like we're ready to go here. Game number 1, HOODBYAIR versus Goofy Goobers getting underway.
All right, here we go. So last life here. So these players got to leave it all on the table here. Nothing left for them to give, but shot on net right away. Carve Dog there to save it. Gets a big clear over 1. P-Money is going to be up. Going to look like to drop this over 1. Jalem's there for the shot. Might ring off the crossbar. Yes, it does. P-Money tries to get a shot on, but Samuel there to recover.
Yeah, let's go off the orange half here. And again, remember how offensive-minded this HOODBYAIR team is. And they're going to be going up against Goofy Goobers. Who have a member on this team named Samuel, who once upon a time nearly locked up a prime Remzik. I don't know if you're in the crowd right now, but we all remember that. And so, if anybody is going to be able to play super defensive, and there he is right there as I'm talking about him. Samuel finds the top left corner of that net and gets the first goal of the series in the books.
Great shot here by Samuel. And wasn't he a sub on that team too?
I think he was, yeah. Yes, he was.
Yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be on that team. But yeah, no, Samuel definitely someone not to sleep on. And, as we're talking about puts the score up 1-0 against HOODBYAIR. So HOODBYAIR looking to respond here. P-Money going up for a touch to the corner. Jalem going to pick up that boost. P-Money gets a flick over one. Carvdog is lurking though. Puts it under one. Jalem has to make a save, and yes he does. That'll sit in the corner. Samuel shutting this one out back middle. P-Money will clear out towards this Goofy Goobers half.
Yeah, and then, you know, speaking of Samuel, the storyline there with him being able to show out his defensive prowess. Ooh, is that on? Not quite. Placed it a little bit wide. I've referred to Samuel as the second coming of Heat Assassin, the defensive wizard.
Yes.
He kind of, you know, Heat Assassin leaves, Samuel comes in. He's kind of that token defensive player that, you know, is usually somewhere in DCRL. And then another storyline. I mentioned the duo of P-Money and Hypnotic being a DSU duo.
Yep.
Well, their third is Samuel on that varsity team. So Samuel's taken on his two teammates in this matchup as well. So a couple of fun storylines here happening in this matchup as well.
Oh, absolutely. And we always love seeing those storylines, you know, come together and having that little bit of a rivalry, you know, P-Money and Hypnotic and Samuel, you know, that definitely, you know, teammates on one side but opponents on the other. So it's always fun to have that. But oh my gosh, looking clumped up here. Goofy Goobers get caught all in the same area, and Hypnotic will capitalize.
Yeah, that's just a great setup there. Look at all three of Goofy Goobers bunched up on the front post there. And a beautiful touch from Jalem puts that right on the plate of Hypnotic and HOODBYAIR. In the books here, 2 minutes in, they tie it up. And, you know, talking about the, you know, how Samuel, I think you know, him knowing how P-Money and Hypnotic play is a big bonus to him. Whereas, I mean, even if you know how Samuel plays as a defensive player, it's not easy to like know how to counter that, right? Whereas if you know what P-Money and Hypnotic are going to do offensively and how they play, their speed, I think Samuel might be one of the only players, and I'm glazing him hard here, but I think he might be one of the only players that knows how to stop the offense of this HOODBYAIR team.
Well, exactly, and like we've said before, it helps that he basically plays with them like outside of DCRL. They're on a team, so like Samuel, out of all people, will know how P-Money Hypnotic, which is 2/3 of this HOODBYAIR team.
Correct. 2 minutes left here. We're tied up here. Pink, who we haven't said too much about, the captain of this Goofy Goobers team, a very good Rocket League player in their own right. Samuel, maybe a shot on, denied by Hypnotic there. P-Money maybe going to cut, but Hypnotic does get a call off here. Jalem now has a free ball here. He's going to take this off the sidewall, does get it around one. Samuel there to lock up in his own corner. Pinch does come up from P-Money. Hypnotic's there to read it. Might have another follow-up touch. Going to try and maybe pinch it off the sidewall. Jalem calls him off. Great first touch from Pink. Able to find a great 50 on the captain of this HOODBYAIR team of P-Money. Samuel now keeping the pressure on. But possession, I mean, the defense from both these teams just holding strong. No real dangerous chances either way.
No, absolutely. And the defense, like you said, so far so good. Like really no big chances. You know, each of the offenses are just trying to whittle down. And it doesn't seem like each team can hold any pressure. It seems like the ball is going from one half to the other, kind of back and forth. So there's no like sustained pressure to whittle down this defense. It's all about right now who gets caught out, who makes that one rotational mistake. And it looks like it might be, oh my gosh, Goofy Goobers almost got scored on, but unfortunately it was wide for HOODBYAIR. But Jalem taking this one to the backboard, gets the double almost in the net, but good defense here by Goofy Goobers. Still dangerous though. P-Money off the backboard, has the shot on, and oh my gosh, P-Money, what a read.
Oh my goodness. What a minute and a half straight of just straight pressure. And finally one falls in, and it's an insane angle from P-Money off the back wall. The defense was holding strong from Goofy Goobers, but eventually the wall breaks and P-Money finds the opening. And HOODBYAIR all of a sudden in the lead. Minute left to go here. We'll see if they can maintain that lead as two players do go missing. Jalem trying to bang one off the backboard. Pink is reading it though. P-Money there trying to make a good first touch. Carvdog opts to just kind of boom it into this blue half. Pink there trying to chase this down, trying to find a 50, but Hypnotic able to find a decent clear out. Samuel on the midfield line trying to control that ball. Gets met by his DSU teammate there. 50 goes towards his blue side. Again, another 50 does come out. Jalem forced to make a read, but Samuel there reading it. It's just Hypnotic back, but he's got a full tank of boost. A pre-jump from Samuel not going to work.
Carvdog keeping this one in for his team, trying to give his team a little bit of chance here, but they're getting a little bunched up. Pink goes for the dunk, but P-Money plays it well. P-Money flipping this one towards the mid. Hypnotic will get the clear down. Carvdog will collect, hits off the sidewall. Oh my gosh, it's dribbling middle. Samuel goes missing. Jalem here in a 1v1 gets a flick, and oh, Jalem will ice this game one.
Great control there coming out from the third man on this HOODBYAIR team. Look at this first touch here. Perfect touch there keeps it just close enough, able to beat out Pink. And that's going to be a 2-goal lead, 5 seconds to go. Unless we get 2 kickoff goals here, I think this first game looking pretty favorable for HOODBYAIR. Looks like it will go in their favor. They might even add on another one off the kickoff here. Hypnotic adding to his stat line, and HOODBYAIR looking like they're taking game 1.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything's possible, but the time just does not allot for anything. You know, Goofy Goobers, you know, they were competitive throughout most of the game. It's only been in this last 50 seconds where things kind of got away from them. So hopefully they can like recoup and get back into it here.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't know exactly how you know, Goofy Goobers have done previously, but they're obviously the 3 seed, so I do believe they were able to win at least one series on LAN so far, probably against Brute Doggers, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, they've been able to find something, at least. Whether or not that's you know, a good thing or not, the fact that they're only able to take down the 4 seed, but it means that they've been, you know, they've had a few series now under their belt. They'd be a little bit more comfortable. Obviously, this is their first time on main stage, so probably another aspect of it there. But we'll see how they can try to you know, settle into this series and not let HOODBYAIR run away with this one too quick.
No, exactly. And I know we keep saying it, but LAN is definitely just a different atmosphere, and it does help that HOODBYAIR has played on main stage already. And, you know, it might, like you said, take a little bit of time for Goofy Goobers to kind of settle into this momentum here, but they seem to be holding pretty good so far, and so hopefully they can bounce back here in Game 2, but let's get this started.
Yeah, Game 2 underway. Goofy Goobers looking to try to find some sort of answer. I'd be start looking at the you know, at the helm of this team in Pink. You know, probably the most experienced, highest ranked player. You see almost a crazy midfield passing play come out from HOODBYAIR right out of the gate. Pink trying to go the other way here. Gonna get a reset, but Hypnotic with a nice cut off there, able to put this into his own corner. P-Money keeping this ball here. Samuel gonna try and bang it out of the corner. Hypnotic goes missing. Jalem with a great touch into his own corner, but the pressure is not done yet. Carve Dog going to commit. Forced out a double commit as well, but P-Money's up so early. Gets a great 50 as well. Samuel, though, great control. You see Carve Dog running some disruption on the other end, but the midfield cutoff proves to work, and the pressure is on for Goofy Goobers.
Pink gets a nice save there right off the backboard. Tries to pass that down to one of his teammates, but unfortunately gets a little bit too much on it. Carve's going to try to pass this one middle. P-Money will get a nice touch to the corner. Samuel is forced to collect. Gets a nice bang out. Hypnotic is up way early for this, trying to keep this pressure. Jalem goes for a shot, maybe a double, but Pink. Nice save off the backboard. Pink will try to beat out P-Money. P-Money gets one to the backboard. This might drop down here. Samuel goes missing. Hypnotic's up, and oh, what a play between the duo of DSU.
That's just a fantastic play there. You see P-Money beat out the defender on 0 boost. Samuel forced to try and rush to that one, cannot find it. And there we go. The offense from HOODBYAIR strikes once again. And so, yeah, it's going to be, looks like we got someone disconnected here. I'm not too sure who it is, but might get a little bit of a pause and a restart here. So, no, HOODBYAIR off to a great start. I don't know if that goal was a result of anything happening out on the pitch, so we'll see if that one stands. But we'll toss it back over to Paco and I, talk a little bit about what's been going on here. I don't know exactly where the other series is at as of right now, so no updates on that as of right now either. But either way, you know, like I said before, the name of this series is going to be Can Goofy Goobers Shut Down This Offensive HOODBYAIR Team?
No, exactly. And so far, it's been kind of 50-50. Like we said, last game kind of got out of hand, but, you know, that was only towards the end. And right now, HOODBYAIR has only scored 1 goal. So you're not out of it quite yet. It's just, like you said, shutting down that offense. And right now, you know, it's looking a little clustered for Goofy Goobers, but once they get those rotations set and they kind of settle down here, you know, then maybe they'll have a shot. For sure.
Looks like we are back in, though. Looks like the goal will stand, so that looks like that was a valid goal. And we're right back into it. Jalem going up off the side wall. You see P-Money with a pre-jump. It is kind of a double commit here, but Goofy Goobers not able to get it out fast enough for it to matter. Now Pink does get a decent 50, maybe looking for one more. P-Money with a great clear. It's going to force out Samuel to go for that one. He's going to waste so much boost in the process. And now P-Money has a free pop here. It might go up off the back wall, but a great little save there from Pink. You know P-Money's hitting that shot every day of the week.
Oh, no, absolutely. If Pink did not get a hand up on that, yeah, you know, he's sinking that 9 times out of 10. But Samuel put a shot on here. P-Money will collect this one. Try to get some pressure going. Pink gets demoed, but a nice 50 comes out. Hypnotic's up, gets dunked by Carve Dog. That's 2 gone. Is anybody there to... Oh, but Samuel with a whiff. Just gets one out mid. Nobody's there. The double commit coming out here from this Goofy Goobers team. This is going to sit in the corner. P-Money's up for it. Cat. Pink gets a nice dunk on it. Oh, almost makes the shot, but unfortunately he whiffs. P-Money looking for a pass down to Jalem. Jalem will pop this up. Nobody in net right now. Can Pink make the save? Oh, it's off the crossbar. Oh. Off the crossbar again. It's sitting middle. Oh, and P-Money can't put it away.
You can see P-Money trying to place it around that last defender, but places it a little bit too far wide there. Pink with an opportunity of his own, but unfortunately cannot get the flick on. Carve Dog gets caught up too far here. Counterattack coming out fast for HOODBYAIR. Hypnotic looking for one more, but that's a great 50 by Pink. It might go back the other way once again, but both these teams just kind of booming it back and forth right now, waiting for somebody to make a mistake, but so far, nobody doing so.
Yeah, so far it's been a pretty close game here between these two teams, but Jalem's going to try to get some offense going. And ultimately, like we said, it's just who cracks first. And so far, this Goofy Goobers have been able to hold this HOODBYAIR team to 1 goal and a risky pass back by P-Money. Jalem and Hypnotic are kind of all in the same area. P-Money putting this one up off the backboard. Can he make the read? Yes, he can! And oh, just a miss off the backboard read, and that's just free for P-Money.
You know, that's a great little read there. You see Samuel, you'd expect him to be able to hit those, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately doesn't, and then you pay the price when it's P-Money up for that one. And HOODBYAIR up by 2 once again. Whether it's the mechanical plays like you see there, whether it's bumps, I just keep saying it over and over again. I just can't get over it. You know, how good this HOODBYAIR offense is. And so far on defense as well, it's proven to work for him. I mentioned, you know, being able to have those chances and, you know, keep up that dominance on the offensive side, but being able to also play defense at the same time. HOODBYAIR so far achieving it in this series.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And here we go, a pass play down to P-Money. P-Money just puts it high. Hypnotic has a shot, and boom, sinks it. Samuel just didn't have any resources to make a play on that ball, and just some great placement coming out of Hypnotic, putting that as far away from Samuel as he possibly could. And 3-0 up for HOODBYAIR, and now is the time where if you're Goofy Goobers, I mean, what are you thinking right now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's you know, you're trying to, you know, if you're any division other than Division A, you're maybe looking at a timeout here, right? Because you know, if you do lose this, if you do lose this series, you know, you're pretty much, you want to try and stop the momentum before you're on match point. That's kind of the mindset there. However, obviously this is a Div A series, so I do not think we'll be seeing a timeout. But I think they just probably need to reset. And you know, these players are good enough to be able to make a, you know, tactic change. Or, you know, they can do whatever they want. You know, it's just a matter of being able to achieve the strategy, whatever it may be. You know, so whether if Pink or Samuel or Carve Dog have the knowledge to be able to try and adjust mid-series like this, I think that's what's going to be the ability here. As far as what that is, it's going to be hard to say. But I'd kind of be looking at Samuel with that knowledge of how P-Money and Hypnotic play, try and make an adjustment to be able to lock this team down, because so far they've been unsuccessful. Yeah,
no, exactly. And honestly, it's just, you know, the little things that are, you know, killing this Goofy Goobers team as time ticks down. It's, you know, just these misses like that, for example, you know, just kind of getting a little too spread out on the defense, trying to grab the boost. And obviously, I'm a Div D player. I have, you know, no idea what's going through these guys' heads, and so we'll just have to see what happens here in this upcoming game and what adjustments Goofy Goobers might attempt on doing.
Yeah, no, for sure. If they're able to, you know, try and make an adjustment. It looks like we're actually they proved me wrong somehow. We're getting a Div A timeout for like the 2nd time ever. So we'll be going to our timeout screen here. We'll see what Goofy Goobers can try and do with the time they are given here. So it's not too often we see a Div A timeout. You see Pink maybe trying to strategize here. He's obviously the captain of this Goofy Goobers team, trying to plan out, try and calm what they think they might be able to adjust. Because like I said, you know, most of these players are able to adjust and you know, try and develop some sort of plan moving forward and be able to achieve that. So it's going to be super interesting to see what Goofy Goobers can do with this timeout and if they can come out stronger.
No, yeah, exactly. And it's just, you know, you go down 2, you know, it doesn't feel good. But the thing is like, luckily this is a best of 7. The Goofy Goobers have time to turn this around. They just need to make sure they apply these adjustments right away. Like, you don't have time to, you know, figure out anything else. It's just like you got to do what you got to do. And if they go down, it's going to be really hard to kind of get back into the series.
Yeah, no, it really is. But I do like to see that Div A is actually taking a timeout. It shows that Goofy Goobers want to win this one. You know, despite what's, you know, it's just a for-fun league, but whatever. But your pride's on the line. But, you know, Goofy Goobers trying to take their time here, trying to figure something out. But if you're HOODBYAIR in this situation, you can also use this timeout to your advantage as well, obviously.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know whether or not they're just going to keep their same game plan and keep up what they're doing, but we'll be finding out here. Game number 3, chance for HOODBYAIR to progress to match point in this game.
Here we go, starting it off here. Some offense coming out from Goofy Goobers, but that'll shoot right back into their half. It's going up off the corner. It's one up. Samuel there to save that away. P-Money pops this up back into the air. Got demoed. Pink with a nice shot off the corner here. Can he keep control? Yes, he can. Gets a nice 50 off of P-Money. This goes middle. Ja Lim tries to get a pre-flip over to the Goofy Goobers half. Carve Dog looking to take this up the sidewall. P-Money gets dunked. Gets a dunk. This is sitting in the midfield. Pink with a shot. Ja Lim with an easy save. Sending this over to the corner. Carve Dog popping this up off backboard. Ja Lim sends this out, and he'll clear this away.
Samuel with a good controlling touch in his own corner. P-Money might be able to try and take advantage of a miss there. Hypnotic does pop it up. Gets a favorable bounce, but Samuel reading it all the way. See Pink is going to be on ball here. Maybe some disruption coming out from Sam, looking for a bump. Ooh. Can't find it as P-Money comes flying across the backboard there. Maybe a midfield pass, but does get it cut off early from, I believe, Pink. Carve Dog low on boost, not really able to do anything with that. Samuel pops it up. Ja Lim might have an opportunity here. Makes kind of an awkward touch. P-Money with a perfect touch midfield, but Hypnotic opts to not go for that one. Carve Dog, a little bit of a pop of his own, but a beautiful save from Hypnotic. Shot, gonna be on, but a great save coming out from P-Money, keeping it alive. It's going back the other way though. Ja Lim going up for this one, redirects it, so Pink cannot hit, but it might be detrimental as this ball goes back to the blue half.
Hypnotic trying to pop this up, gets the ceiling down. Pink is there. Ja Lim forcing this to go to the corner. Taking some time, goes missing. Those corners are tough to read at sometimes, but Hypnotic will collect, gets this one out. Pink is up, gets the touch, looking for another one, can't find it. This is a poor pass towards midfield, but P-Money trying to make something of it. Samuel gets a nice clear. This little pop clear. Samuel has time, has control, looking for a 50. Hypnotic gets the block. Carve, though, with some boost to work with, but Hypnotic also gets the beat out. Hypnotic collecting this ball in the corner. Pink with a nice 50. This is up. P-Money's up pretty early for this. Samuel is as well. Trying to get a 50 here. Ja Lim with the beat. That's going straight down. Pink has to make a touch. Samuel has to make a touch. Good touch here by Samuel.
P-Money now maybe looking for a pass across the field. Ja Lim up for it. Maybe fakes out. Carve Dog. That's a great touch from P-Money. Hypnotic not with the best read here. P-Money popping it again midfield. A little bit of a dangerous pass with Hypnotic. Has to scramble back on 0 boost, but should be able to control out of his own corner. Gets a great first touch around 1, but Pink plays off of the force there. Ja Lim trying to get it out, but Samuel able to find a dunk. The name that I haven't said too much in this series is Carve Dog. I feel like he's kind of been a little bit quiet, not really been able to get involved very well. Multiple times I'm seeing him without resources, without boost. So might be kind of a reason why Goofy Goobers haven't been able to find much offense thus far, especially if you kind of have like a little bit of a missing link going on.
No, for sure, and there's a reason why there's 2 people on the field, and Samuel links up with Pink, and here we go. Goofy Goobers go up 1-0. Now the question is, will they be able to maintain this lead? We know how explosive this HOODBYAIR offense is. Can they hold on?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a matter of time, right? You mentioned the offense, but can Goofy Goobers hold on is true. We'll see if they can do that. 2 minutes left to go. We're halfway through game 3. Again, if HOODBYAIR can come back and try and win this game, they will be on match point. We'll see if Goofy Goobers can hang on. Pink going up off the sidewall. Maybe a fake on P-Money, but Hypnotic is playing it well here. Samuel, another great first touch here. Maybe trying to get a pinch off the ceiling. Cannot find it. Carve Dog does go up. P-Money reading it all the way. Maybe a little bit of an outlet pass, but looks like Hypnotic chose not to go for that one. Not the best touch from Pink, but is able to get back to this one. Trying to get a flick out. Forces a jump out of Ja Lim, who kind of gets an awkward touch, but P-Money handles it well.
Samuel popping this one up. Ja Lim's up early, looking to shut down any sort of offense coming out from his Goofy Goobers, but Samuel banged that right back. P-Money looking to control here. Gets one over Carve Dog. Pink is up, puts that one down. Ja Lim having to jump for it, gets a nice save off the backboard. Carve Dog looking for a slot, but puts that one off. P-Money's going to try to clear this to this corner. Gets the boost as well. P-Money trying to cook here. Hypnotic, a little bit of double commit coming out. Pink putting this one up off the corner once again. Jalem looking for a clear. Carvdog left in Narnia, but one goes missing from HOODBYAIR. This will sit mid here for a second. Carvdog puts that one back in, but this one is cleared back towards the other half, but Samuel puts it right back into the HOODBYAIR's half. Looking to generate some sort of offense or hold them here. You know, offense sometimes is the best defense.
That is true. 30 more seconds. Goofy Goobers only a 1-goal lead. Samuel, good chance here. Forced it a touch, but Hypnotic's on the backboard. Does give away. Carvdog, shot opportunity, rings it high. Pink off the right post and slots that one in. A great little play there coming up from Goofy Goobers as they extend their lead 2-2.
Hey, it looks like that timeout was worth taking because we are seeing more offensive pressure coming out from Goofy Goobers. And honestly, if you have that offensive pressure, you have HOODBYAIR stuck on defense, which they can't cook on the offense. So this is a good adjustment so far from Goofy Goobers.
I could not agree more. I think that's a great point there. Whether it's HOODBYAIR, whether the timeout reset the momentum of HOODBYAIR, or if Goofy Goobers actively made an adjustment, I can't really tell right now. P-Money, though, showing up with some P-Money magic. We've seen him do this type of thing before. 13 seconds to go. Now a 1-goal game. Goofy Goobers now going to have to go against the P-Money that we know when it gets into these final moments what he can do and take over these series. This kickoff is going to be huge.
All right, yeah, 13 seconds left is a lot of time, so double kickoff here. P-Money has some boost to work with. Take this one off the ceiling, gets a shot on it. Oh my gosh! P-Money is showing up, and he's willing this HOODBYAIR team back into this game.
Oh man, it never gets old. The P-Money magic comes out once again. 2 unanswered goals within like 5 seconds of each other. And HOODBYAIR all of a sudden tie this game up. All the wind out of the sails of Goofy Goobers. We'll see if we stay in regulation here or if we're going to go to an OT. Might be one more chance here. Hypnotic, but Pink up early. And this ball will be grounded. And we're going to OT here in Game 3. If HOODBYAIR win this, it is going to be devastating for the momentum of Goofy Goobers.
Oh no, if you're giving up 2 goals within like 30 seconds of each other is absolutely devastating, but to lose the series is even more just like absolutely detrimental to the mental. But let's see if these Goofy Goobers can show up here in this overtime. But P-Money will get a shot out towards Jalem. Jalem with a nice skim towards the corner. Double commit here, no touch whatsoever. P-Money looking for a pass. Oh my gosh, what a save by Pink. Pink coming up clutch here for his team. He's up, gets a touch over 1. We'll control here over the sidewall. Samuel looking to take over. P-Money with a backwards touch, trying to just throw off some of this Goofy Goobers offense, looking for a clear. Carvdog with touch to the sidewall. Hypnotic beats out 2. Samuel puts up one high. Pink off the backboard, goes missing. P-Money will put this one back to the corner. Carvdog looking to generate some offense here. Gets a 50 with Jalem. That's going to go to the other side of this HOODBYAIR side. Pink throwing this up off the backboard. Carvdog up, gets beat out. Samuel looking to pass back to the corner. A little bit of a risky play there, but nothing so far comes of it. Gets a nice save. This is still dangerous. Jalem looking to create some more offense here, but a nice clear coming out for Goofy Goobers. This might be on. What a save by HOODBYAIR.
Still dangerous though. Carvdog has an opportunity. Unfortunately, not the best touch. Samuel is able to get a reset. Pink maybe going to center this ball, but Hypnotic reads it well. Chance going back the opposite way. Jalem wins the 50. Goes off this orange corner. P-Money might have a cut on the ball. And he does. P-Money scores the hat trick. Does it all himself. And HOODBYAIR are on match point.
I'm telling you, man, Goofy Goobers had that series in the bag. They, stuff happens, And P-Money, obviously, he's goated at this game and one of the kind of the titans here in this Division A. But man, that has to sting here for Goofy Goobers because now they have to go back to the drawing board and now they have to try to reverse sweep this HOODBYAIR team.
Yeah, a reverse sweep in 7 is just insane to try and achieve. It's been done, obviously. But against a team like this HOODBYAIR team, it's going to be hard, especially a team of P-Money.
Yes.
How many times have we seen him do things just like that, take over series or take over games, and basically just do it all himself, right? And P-Money does it once again. He strikes again. I do have an update on the B stage series. Blank Check is up in the series 2-1, and they're in Game 4 currently. So we'll see how that one ends up. Looking like a close one there as well. But Game 4 here underway between HOODBYAIR and Goofy Goobers.
All right, man, Goofy Goobers, what you got left, guys? You're on match point, and that's almost a goal here. Some confusion coming out. Almost a counterattack trying to form here from Goofy Goobers, but Hypnotic is looking to shut this down. still sitting in this Goofy Goobers half. Pink's up off the sidewall, looking to jump this in the corner, try to buy some time for his team. That's a scary shot, and Ja Lem sinks one.
That's a beautiful shot there. P-Money, obviously, with a tactical fake, if you want to call it that. Samuel has to respect it. You see Carve Dog jump for it, forces him out of the net, and Ja Lem with a beautiful positioning play there gets the put-away goal, and HOODBYAIR off to a great start here, just 25 seconds in. And again, I don't mean to dog on him too much, but it feels like Goofy Goobers just not able to find, too much here. Carve Dog been a little bit quiet for me. Haven't really been able to, see, there's been a couple chances where maybe a shot goes wide or something like that. I hate to call him out like that, but it just kind of feels like Goofy Goobers falling a little bit flat right now.
No, yeah, exactly, and this one might be close to being on. It's going to pop out. Samus to make the read, and that's so unfortunate coming out from this Goofy Goobers team. They just got a little bit pushed up, and Pink unable to make the read, and that's just unlucky. Like, it's so hard to read that post bounce. Like, yeah.
No, it really is. You're kind of expecting a touch there, right? But Hypnotic was the one to read it out of everybody there. Reads it perfectly. Another chance here for P-Money. Does fake it under one, trying to get it past the two defenders. And P-Money almost gets a 1v3 opportunity. And Hypnotic going to cut on this play here. Pink kind of left out here. Sam with a great touch out. Good cut there by Pink to keep this play alive. Trying to get one more. Unfortunately can't find it. It's going to allow P-Money to stay on this ball. Can he get another one going here? Not quite. Ball going to pop up now. Carve Dog, zero boost opportunity. Pink running disruption.
Oh my gosh.
And what a save coming out from Ja Lem. You saw Pink trying to find a demo, and that is such a hard play to make.
No, absolutely. You're trying to take out some defenders here for your team and trying to will something into the net, but this HOODBYAIR offense or defense is looking absolutely like stone wall right now. It doesn't seem like Goofy Goobers can break through at this point.
Yeah, I know. And especially after that game number 3 loss.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to come back, but looks like
here
we
we
just got an
go.
open net. Pink somehow finds an opening. We'll see what happened here. I wasn't even sure. P-Money pops it up. Oh my, hits it right into Carve Dog. And what a nice little control play there from Pink to put one away. That might be the first goal out of Pink all series. I don't even remember at first or second, but
I think second.
But either way, Goofy Goobers now on the board. 2 minutes in, bring this back within 1. See if they can battle back.
Yeah, that'll be the question here. So Carve Dog looks for a big clear, but Ja Lem's up early, gets a touchdown, gets the bump on Carve Dog. Samuel looking to make a touch here, gets a 50 with Hypnotic, it'll go straight up. Pink is there looking to force this through. It's floating in the air. Ja Lem gets a touch. Carve tries to read the touch. Goes missing. It's forced on the sidewall. P-Money in the corner. Gets one towards the net. Pink with a nice clear out to the sidewall. This will bounce here. Ja Lem with a nice 50 down low. Gets past one, but can't get past Samuel. P-Money up early. Samuel with a nice 50. Pink sends that one far. Hypnotic sending this one right back to the corner. Ja Lem sending this one right across the backboard. Pink trying to set up his team here. Hypnotic up, beats another. Ja Lem waiting in the wing, trying to get this one middle. P-Money's waiting with a shot, and what a save there by Goofy Goobers.
In between these little pop-off moments where P-Money is able to kind of take over 1v3, despite that being some of their only goal attempts here in this series, in between those moments, I feel like HOODBYAIR just plays so well together. They're interconnected, they're following up on each other super well. Second man is perfectly rotated in a good position. These cuts you see here, like Ja Lem cutting off rotations to try and make it easier. I mean, it's just stuff like that that really sets this HOODBYAIR team apart. They're so connected, despite some of these goals being 1v3s from P-Money. I think it's a super, super big reason why HOODBYAIR have been so successful.
No, I agree, and they're, like you said, they're covering for each other so well. And that makes it really hard for this Goofy Goobers offense to get anything going because it seems like there's always somebody on the ball, and it's very rare that they have, any opportunities to get some offense going. But P-Money trying to put this one on. Can Ja Lem finish? And yes, he can. He pinches that right into the nets to put him up 3-1 in the series.
I think that shot might have not even went in, but I think that would have bounced down, but Samuel actually kind of almost own goals it in a way. But he tried to jump, try and make a save. It's hard to predict something like that. You expect Ja Lem to make that shot. So it's no fault to Samuel there. Hard to know. But that's going to be back to a 2-goal lead on match point for HOODBYAIR. P-Money almost getting a nice flip reset goal there. Hypnotic, nothing in the tank there. Ja Lem with a shot, but denied by Carve Dog.
Carve Dog looking to try to get something going here. P-Money, though, just bang this one right back into the Goofy Goobers offense. We got about 50 seconds left on the clock, and they need to get something going right now, but Ja Lim's not going to let him do it. Hypnotic with the shot. Ooh. And, I'm telling you, the placement that Hypnotic has, it seems like it's always on Samuel, man. Like, Samuel has no boost. Hypnotic just rips that far post, and Samuel has no resources to try to save that ball.
Yeah, no, you can't help but feel a little bit bad for Samuel in that position. You're going against your buddies, your teammates.
Yeah.
He's getting absolutely slotted on, so you definitely feel for Samuel in those moments. 40 seconds to go. HOODBYAIR up by 3. Goofy Goobers need pretty much a miracle at this point. Need to do a P-Money play against P-Money himself, which is going to be hard to do. 30 seconds. Samuel, shot opportunity here, placed it up on the backboard. Ja Lim is reading it. He's going to try and get a touch out here. Carve Dog trying to cut, can't find contact. It's now going to be Pink, who gets 50'd again by Ja Lim, and a bump comes out. Ja Lim doing a lot on that play. P-Money looking for another touch on that one. But the clock is ticking down. This offensive pressure is wasting so much time. And I think we're looking at a 4-0 sweep here in the Div A semifinals. It looks like HOODBYAIR going to be punching their ticket to the grand finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, dominant performance here by HOODBYAIR. You know, Goofy Goobers had momentum there for a split second, but they let that momentum slip through their fingers. And you got to wonder to yourself, if Goofy Goobers take that game, would this series look a little different? But, you know, we're not dwelling on the past. We're here in the present. Congratulations to HOODBYAIR for punching their ticket to the grand finals.
Yeah, I know. And, you know, you can't help but feel for Goofy Goobers in that situation. You hate for your season to go out like that. But either way, it's kind of been, you know, it's a rough way for your season to end. But we'll see what HOODBYAIR can do in the grand finals. And it looks like we got the screen share up of the next series happening over on the B stage currently. Blank Check versus Brute Doggers. Looks like Blank Check is up in the series 3-1. And so currently they're looking like we might be getting a rematch of that Blank Check versus HOODBYAIR matchup. Brute Doggers, though, keeping it somewhat close. They got a 1-goal deficit. We'll see if they can battle back here in Game 5. We might be just casting this one now.
Hey, I'm so down. I get more casting time here, but let's see see if Blank Check can finish this one out. As looks like Charisma trying to put this one into the corner. Charisma with a nice catch. Gets a nice 50 on one of the Brute Doggers offense. Risser with a pinch off the corner. Nobody there to capitalize, but Whitlock's up, goes missing. And Charisma with a nice sink. Now, I don't think Whitlock meant to fake that, but, you know, it threw off the defense. So we call them tactical whiffs here, right?
Yeah, I know for sure. And Brute Doggers is a team that I haven't really gotten to cast too much. A team that kind of went under the radar, obviously coming in after being in the regular season as the 8th seed. So kind of like one of the only Cinderella runs we have between all the divisions this season. And, you know, so Ecrex and Spoopy Men joining up once again, joined by Crimsix. So it's cool to see them on LAN. But they're staring down the barrel against Risser and Whitlock and Charisma, which is a very dangerous trio, as we saw yesterday. So we'll see if they can try and battle back. But it looks like a little bit of a team bump, maybe a bump. I don't even know what happened there. But Blank Check now up by 3.
Yeah, and again, one of those you know, tactical whiffs coming out here by Risser. You know, they expected the redirect, and you know, a player of Risser's caliber, you expect him to hit that redirect every time. But you know what? We're not bots. We're human, and you know, maybe Risser has to hit the training packs more.
Unless your name is Yellow Bot, we're not bots. But,
yeah, exactly.
Yellow Dog. I don't even know if he's here right now to get the glaze, but there he is. He's never gets old. But anyways, yeah, back to this game. Blank Check again up by 3. 3 minutes to go. And I do have some intel that if Crimsix was able to make it to grand finals, we would have been in an awkward scheduling position because he had a big money tournament that would have interfered with the grand final time. So honestly, I don't mean to hate on him as Whitlock gets yet another goal. If they won, we would have been in an awkward spot. So I'm not too mad if Blank Check gets it. Plus, we get that rematch between Blank Check and HOODBYAIR.
Exactly, yep.
Which will be absolutely electric later today as a last series on LAN.
No, exactly. And, you know, I mean, it's unlucky that Brute Doggers are, you know, like getting dogged on as much as they are. But, you know, having that scheduling kind of work out is kind of easy for Crimsix and us. So, we appreciate Blank Check, doing as well as they are as expected and not, throwing the series. But Brute Dogger is going to try to get a goal here, try to put some life into this series as both two of Blank Check's team members push up, and he cannot capitalize on that one shot. So Charisma's going to 50 this towards the mid. Whitlock's going to try to cover here. This ball's going to sit in the midfield here for a second. Whitlock wins both 50s from that position, which is crazy. This one's bouncing mid. Shot coming out from one of the Blank Check's offensive members, and this is going to go back into the Blank Check's half.
Yeah, minute 50 left. It's looking pretty bleak here for Brute Doggers as Whitlock's going for a flip reset. You also see a demo on the back end, and it's, of course, Risser, this dynamic duo between Risser and Whitlock, kind of similar to the duo of P-Money and Hypnotic in a way.
Absolutely.
This Blank Check team, their offensive prowess is second to, barely behind, I would say, that HOODBYAIR team. As we saw yesterday, I keep mentioning that. But Blank Check look like they're running away with this one. I don't even know if we need to necessarily even show it anymore, but looks like but yeah, Blank Check pretty dominant here. So shout out to Brute Doggers here, for showing up at LAN. Hopefully it was at least they had a little bit of fun. Looks like Charisma's going to add on here. We got 7-1 situation.
Yeah.
K-Tool, I'm going to call an audible. I don't even know if we need to show this one anymore. But
unless he still wants to.
Yeah,
in that case, Brazil! We're going on a vacation, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be hot, warm, and sunny. Unlike the weather conditions here in Grand Forks, it is bitterly cold outside. So for those watching the stream and you might be in Grand Forks, make sure to bundle up when you're outside, please. But let's see if this Brute Doggers can try to get something, and Risser gets stunked. And I just got to say, Risser, how can you let that happen to you, bro? Honestly, you don't see that guy coming, but it's a great goal coming out of E-Crux. Just a pinch into that. That was 91.7 kph. So I don't know what that is MPH. I'm sorry. But hey, good goal coming out here from Brute Doggers. And let's see if they can tack on another one. Crimsex gets a shot on net. Almost. Whitlock. Oh my gosh, the lockdown defense. Good night, Nurse. They can't seem to get anything through, but off the backboard, Charisma looking to set something up here. But the pressure so far looking good from Brute Doggers. They can't really break out with a shot, and here we go, Spoopy Men. 7-3. I mean, 50 seconds left.
Yeah, no, we've seen it.
We've seen it happen before.
We've seen this situation. The 7-1, not so much. But look, they're battling back.
Just 4 goals in 50 seconds.
That's true. We've seen it before. We've seen that part before. We'll see if they can hold on here. Charisma off the kickoff. Not a lot of boost in the tank. It's going to allow. Can't read the name there. I think it's Crim6.
I'm struggling reading the name.
It's a little blurry for us, so it's kind of hard to see here. Crim6 looks like he's going to pop this one up. Trying to follow up on this play. Risser's up early. Able to deny that play. 30 seconds to go. Risser trying to add on yet another.
Oh my God.
That's going to be an 8th goal for Blank Check. Probably going to take all the wind out of the sails of Brute Doggers. But hey, they got a couple goals there, made it interesting.
No, exactly. I mean, giving us a little bit of stamina. I mean, until Risser comes and says like, hey, you know what? I was just trolling those past couple of goals. Let me just tack one on, just to make a statement, let everybody know back home. Although, okay, we're good. We're good. Risser's there to make the save once again. So we're going to march downfield here with 23 seconds left. Good stop here by the Brute Doggers. Looking to keep this, just trying to wane down the time, but knowing Risser and this offense, they're going to want to tack on more goals just to make a statement. So this is going to be floating high. Charisma puts this one up, sends this one long. Risser's going to collect here in the corner, let that one go past him just to burn some time. Oh, wait, my bad. That was Whitlock. Whitlock to Risser. It's going to bounce up with 1 second left. And, Blank Check, with a dominant performance, punched their ticket to the grand finals. So we got HOODBYAIR and Blank Check in the grand finals. And I will stop yapping, and I will let Jalem do the winner's interview. Get over here, big man.
Listen, man, I'm so excited to see this this rematch here. We got Jalem joining me on the desk here. Well, first of all, kudos. That was an awesome series there. You guys were very, very dominant. Walk me through what the mindset was like going through that series.
It was just a thing where we knew that we put on LAN already twice, so we just kind of got the jitters out. You know what I'm saying? First day. Yep. So it was a thing where just take a few deep breaths, just don't panic, and we'll expose them. So that's what it was.
That's exactly what you did. I talked about like the defense coming out from Samuel. He's the third to your two teammates of Hypnotic and P Money. So I thought maybe there's a chance that if there's anybody that knows how to kind of stop that duo, it's going to be that guy. There's a couple instances of that, but ultimately, like you said, you're able to expose them in the end.
Yeah.
Obviously now you punch your ticket to grand finals in your first ever season of DCRL. Walk me through what it's going to take, because you're going to have to go against Blank Check once again. How are you going to battle back and win this time around?
We'll just change what we did last time and just attack them game by game and just expose them play by play. So it's going to be a dogfight, which y'all want to see. So we're going to provide a good show for y'all, definitely.
Yeah, I know it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tell me one more question here. This is more of like a personal question, I guess I could say. Are you a football player for your school as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So this is kind of your off-season thing then, maybe?
Yeah, you say that again. Extracurricular.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Well, with that out of the way, I think that's going to do it for our little interview here. We're a little bit behind schedule, so I think we're just going to end this one off here. Huge congrats. One final fist bump for you. So congrats. You punch your ticket to grand finals, and we'll see you later today.
Appreciate that.